Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome to Yankee Stadium, home of the 75 and 66, first place in the AL East New York Yankees. They play host to the third place team, the 71 and 70 Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles have got their brooms out. They are looking off to finish off this sweep of the Yankees, but the Yankees are trying their hardest to avoid that and make this series a 2-1 win instead of a sweep. The Orioles' batting order is DH Everth Cabrera, followed by second baseman Ben Zobrist, center fielder Adam Jones, first baseman Chris Davis, right fielder Steven Pearce, third baseman Manny Machado, left fielder Delman Young, catcher Matt Wieters, and rounding things out is the shortstop in J.J. Hardy. While on the mound for the Yankees is the right-hander, the Texas kid Nathan Eovaldi. He's 10-10 on the season with a respectable 3.60 ERA in 29 games started. The DH Everth Cabrera digs in for the Baltimore Orioles to lead off the top of the first inning, as this September 11th ball game is underway as the first pitch from Eovaldi is in there for a 96-mile-per-hour fastball strike. And now the count runs to 1-2. Eovaldi over the head, turns, kicks, and fires, and that's whiffed through 97 up and in. Cabrera goes down swinging, and that's one down here in the top half of the first, as now the second baseman, the super utility man, Ben Zobrist digs in. First pitch to him, nicks the inside, up and in corner, 97 on the gun, strike one. Eovaldi gets set, here comes the 0-1 as he turns, kicks, fires, ground ball to third base, fielded by Frazier, whips across the infield, scooped by Bird at first, and now that's two down here in the top half of the first as Zobrist is retired, and now the number 3 hitter and the center fielder Adam Jones comes to the plate, entering today's game with a 14-game hitting streak. As the first pitch from Eovaldi to him is swung through 98 on the gun. Really cranked back for that one. His fastest pitch of the ballgame so far. Now here comes the 1-2. Check swing. He can't go around. He can't pull the trigger. Adam Jones goes down on a strikeout. A 98-mile-per-hour cheese, so we're still scoreless at the end of the top half of the first. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the first, as the Yankees' order is center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury, followed by left fielder Brett Gardner, third baseman Todd Frazier, catcher Brian McCann, right fielder Aaron Judge, first baseman Greg Bird, DH Tom Ullman, shortstop Jed Lowry, and second baseman Ronnie Torreyes. While on the mound for the Orioles is the right-hander Chris Tillman. He's 9-0 this season with a respectable 3.82 ERA in 28 games started. Very similar stats to his counterpart in Nathan Eovaldi. And now Jacoby Ellsbury makes his way to the plate to lead off this bottom half of the first inning for the Bronx Bombers. He digs in as the left-handed side of the batter's box as Tillman gets set and delivers the first pitch. A little bit high, 93, taken for a ball. 1-0 count. Runs the 2-2 now in Ellsbury. Tillman sets and delivers, as that's popped sky high behind home plate. Wieters is back there right at the wall, and he'll retire Ellsbury for the first down of the bottom half of the first, so one down. And that brings up the country kid and left fielder Brett Gardner, hitting .280 on the season. He's got 40 stolen bases, which is third in the AL, and he still has not been caught all season long. First pitch to Gardner is swung through the knuckle curve. 0-2 count now. Tillman sets and delivers the 0-2. That's smacked into center field. It'll land in front of Jones for a base knock from Brett Gardner, as the first hit of the ball game comes from the New York Yankees off the bat of the country kid. And with that, Brett Gardner extends his hit streak to 9 games, and the pride of Toms River, New Jersey, Todd Frazier digs in to the batter's box. As Gardner takes off for second base, he's in there as he still has not been caught on the season. That's stolen base number 41. And now Frazier's got a 0-1 count with a runner on second. Pitch to him is ground ball to shortstop, fielded, fired by Hardy across the diamond, and Frazier is retired for out number 2 of the inning as Gardner holds up at second. And now that brings up the cleanup hitter of Brian McCann, who's hitting .450 in his last 5 games, 9 for 20 in that spree. The cleanup hitting catcher digs in with an 0-1 count. The pitch from Tillman is ground ball past Bezos at first base, gets into right field. Gardner will round third a bit, but he decides to hold up as we have runners on the corners with 2 outs. And now Aaron Judge, all 6'7" of him, stands in the batter's box. Tillman gets set and delivers the 0-2. He cuts through that one. He'll go down swinging. And Tillman gets out of the inning as we are still scoreless here at the end of one between the Yankees and the Orioles at Yankee Stadium. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the third inning as Ronny Torreyes digs in to lead off the inning against Chris Tillman. As Tillman delivers the first pitch, check swing, he can't hold up. He could not hold up on that big breaking ball. So 0-1 count now as Tillman delivers. As that's a ground ball, fielded by Hardy on the backhand, stops, fires the first, but Torreyes chugs down the line as he beats it out. Ronny Torreyes with an infield single, as that's how this bottom half of the third inning is led off. And now they're back up to the top half of the lineup with Jacoby Ellsbury, who struck out in his first at-bat. Tillman sets, and there goes Torreyes. He is sliding in headfirst, and he avoids the tag as it's a stolen base from Ronny Torreyes. He's in scoring position now with nobody out, as Jacoby Ellsbury has an 0-1. That's swung on, grounded to second base, fielded by Zobrist, tossed over to first. That's one down in Ellsbury, but Torreyes moves up to third on the play. So a sac fly, even a ground ball could get him in. As Brett Gardner digs in. First pitch to him is taken for a ball. 1-0 count to Gardner. Runs to 1-1. Tillman sets and delivers, as that's a pop fly into left field. Delman Young goes back, fields it. Torreyes will tag up at third base. He heads home. The throw is offline and not in time as Ronny Torreyes tags up, and it's now a 1-0 Yankees lead thanks to a sac fly from Brett Gardner. 2 outs now, runner on first for Brian McCann. The 0-1 count. Here's a ground ball to first base, backhanded by Davis, steps in the bag himself, as that is how the inning is ending. But not before the Yankees strike for 1 on the sac fly. It's now 1 Yankees, 0 Orioles at the end of 3. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the top half of the 5th inning as Matt Wieters digs in with 2 outs and a runner on first as he faces Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi sets, delivers the first pitch of the at-bat, as that's fouled off in the foul territory. 0-1 count now. Here comes the pitch. That's a ground ball up the middle into center field. Ellsbury charges Fields, and he gets that one rather quickly, so he'll hold the runner up at second base, and we have runners on first and second now for the Orioles, with 2 outs, as that brings up J.J. Hardy. Eovaldi sets the first pitch. He is going to be a pop fly into right field. Judge is camped under it, and he'll put that one away. No, he won't! It bounces in front of him, and that's a fair ball. Runner comes around third. He'll score on the play, and that is now a error on Judge as 2 runs come in to score. It's now a 2-1 Orioles lead on the E9 by Aaron Judge out and right. And now the leadoff hitter in Everth Cabrera digs in. The 3-1 count is ripped into right field, and it lands in front of Judge for a base knock, so another run comes in, and J.J. Hardy, and it's now a 3-1 Orioles lead over the Yankees. Eovaldi got himself in a bit of a trouble here. Runner on first and Cabrera, the pitch to Zobrist is going to be skied into right field. Judge goes back. He's right at the track, and he finally puts that one away for the final out of the inning. So at the end of the top half of the 5th, the Orioles are now leading over the Yankees by a score of 3-1. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the 7th inning as Greg Bird digs into the batter's box to lead off. Facing Chris Tillman, who's still on the mound. Only has 57 pitches on the day as the first pitch to him is taken into left center field. That'll get into the gap as it rolls to the wall. Bird's rounds first. He heads to second base as the throw is into the cutoff man, and they'll whip it over to third. But Greg Bird has a stand-up double to lead off this top half of the 7th inning. Correction, bottom half of the 7th inning. And now Tom Ullman, the DH, digs in with a 2-0 count. Tillman sets and delivers. As that's ripped into center field for a base knock. Bird's at third. He's rounding third, heading home. The throw's into the cutoff man, the throw to the plate, as Bird is just in there before the throw. It's a one-run ball game here in the Bronx, thanks to an RBI single from Tom Ullman, as that knocks Chris Tillman out of the ball game and brings Nick Massett out of the bullpen for the 55th time this season, as he'll face Jed Lowry with nobody out and a runner on first. As Ullman takes off for second base, he slides and he's in there as the throw is dropped by J.J. Hardy. But Ullman has himself a stolen base now, and he's in scoring position with nobody out. The 1-0 pitch to Lowry is a ground ball to second base, fielded by Zobrist, tossed over to first, as that's the first out of the inning. As Ullman moves up to third on the ground ball, and now Ronnie Torreyes digs in. Tillman sets the first pitch to Torreyes. Is ground up the middle, past Hardy into center field. Ullman will score on the play. RBI single for Torreyes. And it's now a 3-3 tie here in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Orioles, as Brett Gardner digs in with 2 outs and runner on third. Tillman sets. Here comes the pitch. Or Massett sets. Pops that one up into foul territory. Wieters camps under it. And that's caught behind home plate for the final out of the inning, but not before the Yankees strike for 2 as they tie this ball game up at 3 here at the end of 7. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the top half of the 10th inning, as Eduardo Escobar comes in to play shortstop for the Yankees, and an Alejandro De Haza comes in to pinch hit for the O's. 1-0 count. Carpenter to De Haza is going to be slapped into left field for a base knock. Gardner fields that one, tosses it to the cutoff man, and Alejandro De Haza leads off this top half of the 10th in style with a single. That brings up J.J. Hardy. The 1-1 to him is going to get away from McCann. He slides over to it, fires over to second, but De Haza is in there with a advance on the passed ball. So Carpenter's now working with nobody out. Runner on second. The 2-2 to Hardy. He is going to be well hit opposite way. That's back at the track, at the wall, and it's out of here. J.J. Hardy connects with a 2-run shot here in extra innings in the top half of the 10th inning, as the Orioles have taken a 5-3 lead over the Yankees, as David Carpenter's day is over, and David Hale comes in out of the bullpen for the 9th time this season with his 3.45 ERA. With 2 outs now, runner on first, and Chris Davis at the plate. The first pitch to him is a ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Escobar, whips across the diamond, and they retire Davis for the final out of the top half of the 10th, but not before J.J. Hardy strikes for a 2-run shot and makes it a 5-3 Orioles lead. Now the Yankees have to score in the bottom half of the 10th. Welcome back to Yankees baseball here in the bottom half of the 10th inning, as Zach Britton comes out of the bullpen for the O's with his sub-1 ERA in that closer role for them. And it's a 2-run lead for the O's, as he'll be facing the top half of the Yankees order as Jacoby Ellsbury stands in. The 0-2 count is swing through the slider. He goes down swinging, as Britton gets the inning started off nicely with a strikeout. And now it's 1 down as Brett Gardner digs in on another left-handed bat against the left-handed Britton. 0-1 count. Pitch from Britton is a ground ball past Machado at third base into left field. That's a single for Brett Gardner, as he now brings the tying run to the plate in Todd Frazier, the third baseman, who's 2 for 4 on the day with a double and a single. He'll be facing the left-handed Zach Britton. As Gardner takes off for second base, he is now in there with stolen base number 42 on the season. He has 2 on the day, and he still has not been caught on the season. And Frazier's got a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch, as that's fouled out to right fielder, popped up the right field, caught by Pierce, and Gardner holds up at second base, as now there's 2 down in the inning, and their last out comes down to Brian McCann, who's 1 for 4 with a single on the day. Gardner at second, 0-2 count on McCann. Britton sets and delivers, and he whiffs through that slider. He goes down swinging, as that is how the cookie crumbles in this ball game, as the Baltimore Orioles come away with the victory in extra innings over the Yankees by a score of 5-3, as the Yankees drop to 75 and 67 and the Orioles improve to 72 and 70. J.J. Hardy picks up player of the game honors with his go-ahead home run in the top half of the 10th, while Wesley Wright gets the victory. He's now 5-5. Zach Britton gets the save, his 35th of the season, and David Carpenter gets the loss. He's now 8-4 in this 5-3 win of the Orioles over the Yankees here in the Bronx. As that being said, to wrap things up here for this edition of Yankees Baseball, I've been your host, JerseyBorn, and I'm saying goodbye.